You're watching KWQC-TV 6, Davenport, the station that cares for you. Live from the Quad Cities' #1 station for news. This is KWQC-TV 6, Quad Cities Today.
Good morning, and thank you so much for waking up with us here on Quad Cities Today.
Good morning, everyone. It is your Thursday morning. We have Kyle Dickens in for weather, and we're going to get right to it because you are tracking lots of storms right now. It's pretty active.
That is correct. Let's jump right to radar because we do have a severe thunderstorm warning that I'm very concerned with right now. This is down in Knox County, also parts of Warren County. The big thing to note here is that tag that you see right there. A threat is there for a tornado possible. Noticing a lot of rotation with this. It's a severe thunderstorm warning now with 60-mile-an-hour winds. Hail threat not great right now, but we could see some small hail. Let's dive right into this thing because like I said, I am concerned that we do have maybe some spinning going on here. So what we'll do is we'll turn our velocity product on here, and that shows us kind of where that spinning is going on. And right down there, we're going to we'll dive down a little bit closer. We see those greens and reds starting to match up to each other. That is where we have spinning going on. That's where winds are moving in different directions. And once they kind of start meeting up there, which you're seeing that pretty clear here, just southwest of Galesburg. I'm actually going to step off screen here and zoom into this because it does look like it is tightening up a little bit here. So this is definitely a concern. This is why we've got that severe thunderstorm warning, again, with that tag that says tornado possible. Southeast of Roseville right now, that is where we're seeing that area of circulation. I'm going to point that out here. Circle that right there is where that is. This is moving off to the northeast here into Knox County here. So we'll put some times on this and kind of track it out for you, put it in motion. And there you can see that thing coming together. And this is, again, a big time concern for us that we could have a little spin going on, maybe a circulation going on. That is why we have that warning. This is moving off to the northeast here at about 30 to 45 miles an hour here. We'll track that out here. Herman McQuan here in the next 10 to 15, or excuse me, by 5:18 it'll be McQuan, then eventually Elmwood, and also into southwestern portions of Knox County. So we're going to continue to watch that. We'll take a wider view here. You can see that is that complex right there, and you can even see it spinning a little bit there just on the rain product that we look at here called the reflectivity. So very dangerous storm that's moving into Knox County, Galesburg, and points to the south of Knox County. You should continue with your, treat this like a tornado warning now. It is a severe thunderstorm warning, but again, we have that circulation being noted here southeast of Roseville. We'll take a wider view and show you kind of what we're tracking on a broader scale and a lot of activity. Another line out to the southwest that we might have to watch for later. So we'll continue to track these and give you any updates as they become available.
Davenport police say a woman is suffering from serious.
All right, we continue to watch this severe weather activity right now. Really concerned about the storm here moving into Knox County, southeastern portions of Warren County. What I've got here is I got the scope put on here. You can see those greens and reds matching up to each other. That's an indication that we have some circulation going on here right now southeast of Roseville, getting ready to cross into portions of Fulton County and then eventually here into southwestern Knox County. Again, severe thunderstorm warning is in place here until 5 a.m. 60-mile-an-hour winds, but you can see that tag there, tornado possible. So they are notating that rotation. Weather Service is watching that as well. But again, it's pretty strong here right over Prairie City right now is where we're seeing that rotation. So if you're in this warning, this is going to be up towards Galesburg. This does include Galesburg. Also points to the south here. Roseville, you're in this, but that most significant portion of the storm is now to your east. But new update there, that circulation is actually tightening up a little bit. So we're going to continue to watch this. It's a dangerous storm that's moving once again into Knox County here, southwestern portions of Knox County. We continue with a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible here until 5 a.m. We'll be right back after this. Okay, we continue to watch the storm here. If you're just joining us, we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for portions of Knox County, also parts of Warren County. Very concerned with this. We are looking at the velocity product. This is what kind of shows us which way the winds and how strong the winds are within inside the storm. Very strong indication here of circulation. I'm kind of surprised we don't have a tornado warning out for this yet. We might see one, and that is looking stronger and stronger right now just to the south of Abingdon. If you're in Abingdon, go ahead and take your tornado precautions. Treat this like a tornado warning. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in place, but we've got that tag that says tornado possible, so they are notating that circulation. But right there, it's around 116 and Route 41 is where we're seeing the circulation moving into Knox County. So definitely a dangerous storm here. We're going to continue to watch that. We're going to back off here and show kind of a regional view. And this is an expansive storm. It's not just this little area that we're seeing here in Knox County. It is actually a quite expansive storm down here in Missouri as well. So we've got a lot more of this to go. It's going to be a very bumpy afternoon. Continue with this severe thunderstorm warning with that tornado possible here for portions of Knox County. Continue with that circulation here right over top of St. Augustine is where that circulation is. We're going to zoom in here and kind of give you a better idea of what we're watching a little bit closer to that storm. And even with just the radar itself, you can kind of see that spinning going on right there. And that is moving into southwestern portions of Knox County. Again, we have a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag on that. But right there, that is where that circulation is. It's moving into, once again, crossing into Knox County. This does look like the circulation part of this will remain to the south of Galesburg at this time. So Galesburg, you're in that warning. You're still going to have the potential for some damaging winds. That's the other threat with this, not to mention a lot of lightning as well. But right there, that pretty notable circulation here in the southern portions of Knox County. If you're in Abingdon, take shelter now. Best idea just to kind of treat this like a tornado warning. So we're going to continue to watch that here over the next several minutes. That warning continues until 5 a.m. So we might, again, we'll watch to see if we get a tornado warning out of that, but we still see that circulation, something that we're going to continue to watch. Okay, we're going to cut in. We have a tornado warning now in effect here for Knox County. We've been talking about this storm for really since we came on, that we noticed some rotation, and now we have that tornado warning in effect here. This does include McQuan. It is just outside of Abingdon right now. Jump off screen and get some information. This just got issued here. This is a tornado warning that's in effect until 5:15. And just to note, Jen, if you could let Tara know so we get this on digital right now. So we'll get this on our stream too. So if you live in McQuan, you need to take shelter now. We're gonna get some information on this warning. As you can see here, circulation very evident right now just outside of Abingdon. Let's put the velocity product on here. And yeah, you can see that is a very strong indication of circulation right now just outside of Abingdon. So and I'll point things out here for you here in just a second. But yeah, if you're in McQuan, take shelter now. Very strong indication of circulation going on. We've been noting this with this storm. It has been, yeah, and you can see even we're picking up on that circulation there. But right here, what we're seeing is greens and reds match up to each other right there. That is a very evident signature that we have some spinning going on, possible tornado with this, and that's why we have that tornado warning now in effect here just outside of Abingdon. So right there, there's Abingdon right there. This is the area that we're watching that spin. That's why we have that tornado warning. Strong indication there again, as we've noted this as it was kind of starting to walk into Knox County there. So let's put some times on for you to know exactly when this is going to be hitting you folks in McQuan. Let's do this here. Give me 1 second as we track around things here. Again, this is a tornado warning for Knox County. And you can see these communities here, or townships, Orange up to Hawk Creek, McQuan. Right now, that circulation just near 116 here and moving off to the east-northeast, eventually towards Route 97. And then it will eventually cross 74. So if you see your community here at McQuan at 513, this will be impacting you. This is a very dangerous storm. On top of that threat of a tornado, we could see damaging winds in excess of 60 miles an hour, not to mention heavy rainfall as well. But we continue with this tornado warning until 5:15 here for Knox County. This does not include Galesburg. This does not include Abingdon. It's just outside of those communities there. So we'll take a look here and see, because we continue to show signs. Something we don't typically show, but you can see right here that little spinning icon definitely indicates that we've got that circulation continuing on here. We're going to go check a couple other products here that we look at and see. And there's that warning there. You can see that box right there, that red box. Again, McQuan is in that, and we continue with that circulation. So what we're looking at here, again, there's an update. It's rather broad circulation now, but just about 2 scans ago, we saw those light greens and light reds matching up to each other right close by. Indicates that we have a very tight circulation. But right there, right now, you can see just outside of Abingdon, that is the area where we've got those greens. That's winds moving towards the radar. We're looking at the radar here in Davenport. Reds are winds rushing out of the storm or away from the radar. Yeah, when you get those to match up, that's where we've got that spin. That's why we've got that tornado warning now in effect. Again, Mequon, you need to be in shelter now. Tornado warning continues until 5:15. Again, I'm going to back out here and just kind of show you a wide view of what's going on because we continue with that severe thunderstorm warning as well here. So let's back it out, and you can see there's that tornado warning. And we're going to kind of, let's see here. Let's get to... Okay, go back to here. So the severe thunderstorm warning will expire here in about 3 minutes or so, but we continue with that tornado warning. You could actually see the spin. This is what was really getting noted here is you could see that spin just by looking at the reflectivity. This is just the rainfall inside the storm, how heavy the rain is. Doesn't really show anything but, shape of the storm. And again, once again, how heavy the rain is, which indeed is very heavy. But once we look at this and we could see that actual spin going on there, that was very concerning. That's why we were jumping on there and talking about this. And now we do have that tornado warning for that area. So Mequon, this is getting close to you right now. I would say actually here in the next couple minutes or so, this will be the area of concern. That circulation will be moving right into town. So Mequon up to the Haw Creek area, eventually Route 74 here. So if you're in Galesburg heading south out of 74 or heading towards Peoria out of Galesburg on 74, might want to get off and let this storm pass through. This is a dangerous storm. Again, on top of that threat for a tornado, we could see damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour have been confirmed with this, and also very heavy rainfall. Lightning is not as intense as it once was, but we continue with this circulation here. Again, Galesburg, you're not under any warning right now, but this is to your southeast. But Mequon, you definitely are, and this is going to be the area of circulation is going to be crossing into Mequon here momentarily. So we definitely want you to be in your shelters. Again, that's a basement. If you don't have a basement, you want to get to the center part of your house, a closet or bathroom, and put as many walls between you and the outside as you can. That is the best thing to do. This would be a weak tornado, not to say that's not any tornado is a bad tornado, but the other thing is you're not going to see it. You're not going to be able to go outside and see a tornado coming. It's going to be wrapped in rain, really curled up here inside the storm. And right now, continue with the circulation here, just right there near Orange. That could be a township there, looks like. Yeah, Mequon, continue with your tornado precautions here. Again, this is going to be approaching 97, Highway 97 here momentarily. It is east of Abingdon right now. So Abingdon, you are in the clear, but we continue with this tornado warning here until 5:15. I'm going to back up here and kind of give a wide view. So folks in Knox County, continue with your tornado precautions. Don't want to lose sight of that, but let's go kind of widen this out a little bit and show you everything going on here across the region. We really haven't had a chance to do this with all this activity to our south. But hey, here in the Metro Quad Cities, we continue with some heavy rainfall moving through right now, and to the north as well. This band of rain is setting up kind of along the Highway 20 corridor here. Bureau County had some nasty storms earlier, but right now the severe weather potential and severe weather threat remains to the south of I-80, specifically right now here in Knox County. It's 5 o'clock. You're watching severe weather coverage here on KWQC-TV 6 News, Davenport, Iowa. If you're just joining us here, we continue with a tornado warning for Knox County here. It's pretty clear here that you can see the circulation just on the radar itself. Look at that spinning going on right there. And this is a portion of the storm that we typically see that with these kind of lines is you get a little bit of a low that tucks in behind it and you get that spin going on. That is where we're seeing that right now. That's why we've got that tornado warning in effect. Again, until 5:15 here for Knox County. Hail threat is not there. We did see a hail threat earlier. A lot of people sent in some reports of hail as these storms were moving through the Burlington area. One viewer sent in looked like a snowstorm in Gladstone. So hail's not a threat. Damaging winds, heavy rain, and again that tornado threat now is what we're concerned with here, just outside of Galesburg. So southeast of Galesburg, you're in the clear. So this is now pushed off to your southeast. Abingdon, you're also in the clear. You're not in the clear in Mequon. You need to continue with your tornado precautions. And anybody out here in the southern half, we'll say the southeastern portion of Knox County, we might see an extension of this warning. We'll check and see if we continue with that circulation. And we'll stop radar here. Okay, and see. Let me look at some updates here coming from the Weather Service. Yeah, we continue with that circulation just outside of Mequon right now. Let's see if we can get in here on street level and get some streets popped up here so we can kind of see where exactly the circulation is. So right now, the circulation is evident, I would say, near Knox Highway 27. Knox Highway 27 and close to 97. That is where we're seeing the circulation. Specifically, this is going kind of close here, but that would be the area that we are seeing that circulation right there. So continue with your tornado precautions in Mequon. Circulation just outside of town there, it looks like right now. We'll put this in motion here, and you can see how quickly this has moved off, and really look at that right there. We continue with that. So eventually off towards Williamsfield. I think that's a township out there, right over top of Mequon though here. And it is rather broad at this point. But we do want to, we want folks to know here at Mequon up to Haw Creek, eventually off here into eastern Knox County. Continue with your tornado precautions. Going to take a wide view here. We trimmed back that warning just a little bit there, and we can see that we continue with that. Get some updates here once again from the Weather Service. And let's do this. Let's throw this back on here. Okay, so we continue with that circulation right near Mequon. Over Mequon right now is from the report from the Weather Service here. All right, let me jump over and check something real quick here and see if we've got, okay, we continue with that. So yeah, hail not a threat, damaging winds are still a threat. The circulation is over Mequon right now. We're 12 miles to the southeast of Galesburg. It's picking up steam a little bit, moving northeast at 40 miles an hour. I can tell you this, by looking at this, it does look like the circulation is weakening slightly. I'll pause it here and we'll go back a couple scans. And you can see it really was picked up right about there as it was just outside of Abingdon. That is where it was at its peak there, and that was very concerning. Right in that vicinity there is where we were watching that. And now as it's gotten closer to Mequon, it's broadened out a little bit and doesn't look as strong. But nonetheless, we continue with that tornado warning. If you're in Mequon up towards the Haw Creek area, you want to continue with your tornado precautions. Also, again, the I-74 corridor there outside of Galesburg, from Galesburg to Brimfield, that's an area that nobody should be driving in. So if you're in Galesburg heading out, maybe heading to Peoria or heading in that direction, let this thing pass through. Do not go, without just the tornado threat alone, the heavy rain, a lot of lightning is also a concern as well, and definitely not good to be out in that. So once again, if you're just joining us here, we have got a tornado warning that's in effect here for a small portion of Knox County here. This has been trimmed back a little bit here as it just really focused on this particular area here. As you can see right there from Haw Creek to Mequon. Mequon, you should be in shelter now. I've been warning you for several minutes now here that we were concerned with that, but right there we continue to see, and you can kind of see as that was picked up here into Knox County there, look at that spin going on. So very evident, but the good news is kind of noticing this weakening a little bit here. So I think just to let our friends in the control room, producer know, we should be able to go back to programming here about 5:15, go back to Quad Cities today as it was. But nonetheless, we continue to watch this, and we continue with that tornado warning here until 5:15. I'm going to broaden things out here and show you kind of a wide view of what we've got going on here. So we'll go to the home view and kind of show everything that's happening. We saw a very complex system that moved through last night. So I know a lot of you were woken up by some thunder and lightning here in the metro. That has been just your general thunderstorms along and north of I-80. Here to the south, we've had quite a bit of severe weather, including a lot of hail reports down in Burlington. And now with this line of storms, it is going to strengthen as it moves into central Illinois and eventually off almost out of our viewing area now. But Knox County, you know, the Kewanee and Princeton area, you might get into some of this as well. So we'll continue to watch as this moves east-northeast. But right now, again, the main concern is out here in Knox County where we've got that tornado warning. That continues here for another few minutes here or so. But last check, it did look like that circulation was weakening some here just outside of the Galesburg area over Mequon. That was the last area that we were watching that circulation. We'll check that again here and kind of see if that is still there, definitely still there. But it does, as I mentioned, it does look like we are much weaker than what it was, a broader circulation, which is still circulation, but it looked like we could have had maybe something touch down there briefly as it was over or just outside of the Abingdon area. Right now, circulation on top of Mequon. I'll once again go into street level mapping here and kind of give you an idea of what where exactly this is. And again, this is a broad circulation, so we will say right now the threat, again, right on top of Mequon, but Oh, let's see here, from Knox Road 1500 East, we'd say that would be the furthest south road to Knox Highway 17. That area in between there, which certainly includes McQuon, that's the area that we're watching that circulation continuing. Tornado warning continues here for another about another 9 minutes or so here into Knox County. Small portion of Knox County, but again, this is, we've got viewers out here. We want you to take this seriously. Also, this is crossing the Route 97 corridor right now. And as I mentioned again, too, you folks listening to us in Galesburg, if you've got plans to travel down 74 here within the next half hour or so, let this thing go through. Give it some time because you do not want to be out in this, that is for sure. Not to mention, again, that circulation, that tornado potential, but just the threat of really potential damaging winds, but heavy rainfall as well. So wide view here shows that storm now really showing signs of weakening, which is good. But what we're going to have to watch now is a damaging wind threat, because look at how this is kind of shaping up here. I'll draw some things on here, and you can see right there, this area here, that's starting to kind of push out a little bit. And when we see that, that's an indication that we might see an increase in the damaging wind threat, especially with these bow echoes. And what we're seeing here, kind of that bowing out effect with this. I'll switch back to that velocity on the radar. It shows how the winds are not the greatest, not the strongest, I should say. It's not good to see damaging winds, so I wouldn't say it like that. But we do continue with that circulation. It is very much a weakening deal here. And I'll animate this for you folks, because you could see over the last several minutes here, last several scans, we have noticed this really weaken. So we'll go back as it was entering Knox County. That's when we picked it up here, right about the 4:30 mark. And right near Prairie City is where we started to notice that circulation really develop. And there it went. Once it got into Knox County, it really blossomed. And here is when it was at its max here just outside of Abingdon. And now it continues off to the northeast here. But once again, now has weakened fairly substantially. And I think that we will probably see this warning either get canceled or dropped here at 5:15. So again, McQuon, continue with your tornado precautions as the circulation is now just on the north side of town and might, it's getting ready to cross into the Route 74 corridor. And it'll be in that vicinity between, let's see here, between, okay, let me get some streets here to kind of give you an idea. So between Knox Road, Knox Highway 12, so between Knox Highway 12 and let's go out here further to the east, and we'd say Knox Highway 18. So between 12 and 18 right now, that's where that circulation is going to pass through, and that will be over the 74 corridor. Again, it's a weak circulation, but it is there. It has weakened pretty dramatically. But once again, not to take sight off of the fact that we do have very heavy rainfall falling, a lot of lightning with this as well. So dangerous storm nonetheless, but we continue with this tornado warning. Once again, if you're just joining us here, another 5 minutes or so, then we're going to jump back to programming here and go back to Quad Cities today. So once again, we are getting some updates here and might have some storm damage being reported here in portions of Knox County. I know Dustin and Jenny, you guys have an update on power outages. I know we were checking those earlier, and I know Knox County was one of them that was on the list there, so maybe from those earlier storms.
Yeah, so Knox County and Henry County and Mercer County all had stuff, some power outages. Henry County at this point in time is being reported from poweroutage.us. They have 2,267 people without power, and then Knox County has 1,940. And Mercer has 1,017. Rock Island also has 48 as well. So
yeah, and
those are some of the outages being reported.
Sure. Yeah, from Mid-American, we're seeing around 163 customers in the Illinois Quad Cities at this point.
Okay. So, and that a lot of that has to do with the earlier activity that we saw move through. We'll probably see some from this, unfortunately, but no confirmed tornadoes, but we saw a definite sign there that there was some circulation going on. We continue. It's very broad, which is good as it moved right over top of McQuon. It broadened out, but there's still a little indication of that circulation there. So right now it's approaching the 74 corridor here in eastern Knox County. So anybody that lives out in those areas, eventually here into Stark County, outside of our viewing area, but northwestern Peoria County as well. This will be crossing in. Again, I think this will start transitioning to more of a damaging wind threat here as it moves into these areas. But once again, I would say if you're in the Kewanee area, down towards Bradford, maybe into southwestern portions of Bureau County, you might want to just take note here and be weather aware over the next half hour to 45 minutes or so as this makes its way through. I do think the tornado threat will start to diminish, as it was kind of the right area, kind of a perfect storm, if you will, of ingredients down in that vicinity. But a damaging wind threat will be a concern here over the next half hour to 45 minutes as this continues to progress through. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch that was put out here for central Illinois. Does include some of our southern counties. It is for this line that is now moving through. So gonna back out here and give you one quick update here as we are getting closer to that warning being allowed to expire here, and we continue with that warning, but again, just not too impressed with how this is looking now. As the warning was issued, though, it was definitely a circulation was noted. Going to take a wide view here and give you an idea of where this is moving right now. This is the only real concern right now, is this storm that is moving through this southern portions of the viewing area. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, this is going to be that leading edge of that bow echo, as we call it. We're going to move that out here and probably need to adjust that just a little bit. There we go. And give you an idea here. So Kewanee, this will start moving into, it's pretty much right on top of you now, but the most significant portion of this line will move through here in about, we'll say about 5 minutes or so, eventually into Princeton at probably about 6 o'clock. I think that's pretty good timing for the leading edge of this bowing line here to move through and eventually into the Illinois Valley. The most significant of this is going to be definitely favored south of I-80, so we should see that you know, as this progresses off to the east, it'll be out of our viewing area here into central Illinois. But folks in Stark County, I know we've got viewers out there, also Putnam County. Yeah, you got to watch. And this, again, might bleed into Bureau County and parts of Henry County as well. Real quick here, got 2 minutes left, or about a minute left on this warning, and then we're going to take it back to programming here. The tornado warning is soon to expire here for portions of Knox County. The circulation has weakened dramatically, and where that warning is, the warning box is here for Mequon. Mequon, if you're in Mequon, you can get out of your shelters now. This is your all clear, because that circulation is definitely, once again, weakened, and the area that we were watching has now moved off to your northeast. Very broad circulation, but getting ready to move over top of 74 right now. But I do believe that we're going to see that warning be dropped, and they just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning for that area rather, as it continues to progress off here to the northeast, eventually here into, let's get on that tornado warning, there we go. And they put a tornado possible tag on this, so this is for Knox, Peoria, and Stark counties until 5:45. 60-mile-an-hour winds are going to be the main threat here, but again, this has had that history of some circulation, so they're going to continue with a tornado possible tag on that. So we're approaching 5:15 here. So what we're gonna do now, real quick, if you're just joining us, we'll give you an update of what we've had going on here. We've got this tornado warning that you'll see drop off the screen here in about 3 seconds. It'll go away, and they've been replaced with a severe thunderstorm warning. There we go, with that tornado possible tag. So this is for portions of Knox County. Just about 15 minutes ago, we saw circulation enough to where the National Weather Service in Lincoln, who covers Knox County, put out a tornado warning. This was outside the Galesburg area. We continue to watch that portion of the storm as it continues off to the northeast here, Millbrook, and into portions of Stark County here. That is where that is going to be moving off to. So we continue with the 60-mile-an-hour wind threat. And again, we have to watch, and we'll keep an eye on this storm for that potential for maybe some circulation. Take it back to the news desk with Dustin and Jenna.